Chromatography is the term used to describe a separation technique in which mobile phase carrying a mixture is caused to move in contact with the selectively adsorbent stationary phase. There are a number of different kinds of chromatography which differ in mobile phases and stationary phase. In column chromatography, the stationary phase is solid and the mobile phase is liquid. The column is prepared by mixing the silica with suitable solvent and poured into glass column. The packing can be achieved by generally two methods. There can be dry and wet. So the column chromatography technique is one of the most convenient and widely used methods for purifying compounds. Often synthetic reactions will produce multiple products, and column chromatography can be used to isolate each of the following compounds for further examination. Column chromatography is one of the most useful methods of separation and purification of both solids and liquids. This is a technique of which is mobile phase is liquid and the stationary phase solid. So it is called as solid liquid technique, in which stationary phase both solid and mobile phase is liquid. Coming to the principle, here we can see it is based on the adsorption principle. What is adsorption? Here we can say adsorption chromatography involves the analytical separation of chemical mixture based on the interaction of the adsorbate with the adsorbent. The mixture of gas or liquid gets separated when it passes over the adsorbent bed that adsorbs different compounds at different rates. What is adsorbent? A substance which is generally porous in nature with high surface area to adsorb substances on its surface by intramolecular forces. It is also called called adsorbent. Some commonly used adsorbents are silica gel S, silica gel H, hydrated silica gel, cellulose microcrystalline alumina, and other modified silica gels. Absorption column chromatography. The adsorbent packed in a glass column and a solvent, the mobile phase that moves slowly through the packed column. A solvent used as a mobile phase is called an eluent. So here we can see 3/4 part of the stationary phase is filled in the glass column. Here sand or cotton plug can be applied to protect silica gel surface. This part is filled with stationary phase, that is silica gel. Here also cotton plug is placed to prevent escape of silica gel. Stop cloth is used to maintain the flow of the mobile phase. Here we can see the structure. Till here solvent level, that is mobile phase, is filled. Okay, for the continuous flow of mobile phase throughout the column to evaluate the samples. Okay. Here we can see the element here. After the elution, we can see here the separate bands of compounds are clearly visible due to some reactions. It resembles some colors. So we can see the sample band separated. We can also collect by using our physical identification of the bands. So here we can see a compound attracted more strongly by the mobile phase will move rapidly through the column and elute from the column dissolve in the eluent. In contrast, a compound more strongly attracted to the stationary phase will move slowly through the column. Earlier we have seen the process of elution, how different compounds, that is bands, are separated. In this slide we will see here sample is loaded. Stationary phase is loaded and is ready for the elution. After applying of mobile phase, continuous applying of mobile phase, sample starts separating after some different intervals. As here see, the band with more stronger interaction, that is the sample with the more interaction with the adsorbent moves slowly, and the band with weaker interactions with the stationary phase will move faster for the elution process. Here we can see the orange band which is stronger showing interaction, the green band which is showing weaker interaction. So here after some time we'll see the green band, that means a sample compound is eluted, will collect the sample here into a conical flask, okay, and it is separated. After that, the stronger interaction sample will be eluted after some time of interval, and that also is collected here for purification for further analysis. Okay, so yeah, we have seen here the difference between the strong interaction and weaker interaction between the adsorbent phase. In this slide, we'll see some experimental aspects of column chromatography. First one is adsorbent. The usual adsorbents employed in column chromatography are silica, alumina, calcium carbonate, calcium phosphate, magnesium, starch, etc. Alumina is generally suitable for chromatography of less polar compounds. Silica gel gives good results with compounds containing polar functional groups. So, apart from these adsorbents or stationary phase used, we also see some other different types, that is starch, inulin, talc, calcium phosphate, magnesium silicate, and charcoal. In this case, charcoal is the strongest adsorbent and sucrose is the weakest adsorbent. Here we'll see some examples of or types of columns used in column chromatography. So first one is gravity column. Gravity column can be explained or defined as it is a simple hollow tube of glass commonly used for the separation of mixture of compounds, and it is also used for the separation of different compounds. The separation takes place in this type of column is due to gravitational force. Second one is flash column. We can see here in flash column, air or nitrogen is used to push mobile phase, and separation will be very fast. Walls adapters are attached to the column to supply air or nitrogen for the pushing process of mobile phase. It is made the flash column is made up of plastic which can resist the pressure of air or nitrogen. Present days, it is highly useful in industries for fast separation of mixture of compounds. Next one is low or medium pressure column. In this low pressure columns, pumps are used to accelerate the movement of mobile phase. Separation will be faster as compared to gravity column. Low or medium pressure is also generated. Next column will be vacuum. In this vacuum liquid chromatography method, stationary phase is packed dry, then mobile phase is added portion by portion and vacuum is applied. Due to the vacuum pressure, the separation takes place in vacuum column. Last one is high pressure column. Okay, it is very fine particles of silica gel is used in high pressure column as stationary phase. Due to very fine particles of silica gel, column is tightly packed and mobile phase will not run due to gravity. High pressure pumps are used for fast separation. Stainless steel is used to make column to resist the pressure of the pump. Dry packing technique. There are two types of packing techniques are there for filling stationary phase into the column: dry packing and wet packing. Here we'll see dry packing method. Dry packing method. In this, adsorbent is packed in the column in dry form without mixing it in with mixing with the mobile phase. The fill the solvent till equilibrium is reached. Here we can see the diagram how the silica gel that is been packing into a column in dry format. What are the demerits of dry packing technique? Air bubbles are entrapped between mobile phase and stationary phase. Cracks appear in the adsorbents layer. After filling, tapping can be done to remove void spaces. Okay, here we can see how the stationary phase is filled into a column. Here we can see the wet packing technique. That is the second packing technique. In this, it is an ideal and common technique. In laboratories, it is well used technique. The material is slurred with solvent and generally added to the column in portions. Stationary phase settles uniformly and no crack in the column of adsorbents appears. Solid settle down well while the solvent remains upward. This solvent is removed, then again cotton plug is placed on the upper surface of the stationary phase. Then sample is been placed upon the cotton. Okay. Next one, introduction of the sample. After the filling of stationary phase, we earlier we have seen two types of packing, that is dry packing and wet packing. Most used packing is that is wet packing. After packing of the stationary phase into the column, at certain point 3/4 of the column is been filled with the stationary phase. After that, cotton plug is placed. Here cotton plug is placed after upper on the upon the stationary phase. Okay, here space where sample is been placed for the separation using column chromatography. So in this slide we'll study about introduction of the sample. The sample, which is usually a mixture of compounds, is dissolved in minimum quantity of the mobile phase. The entire sample is introduced into the column at once and get adsorbed on the top portion of the top portion of the column. From this zone, individual sample can be separated by a process of elution. So mobile phase is continually supplied from the top of the column so that the mobile phase helps the samples to elevate from top to bottom of the column. Here we can see the sample is been introduced upon to this stationary phase. As after the introduction of the sample start eluting from top to bottom. Okay, so here we can observe only two compounds are there. Two colors we can see here, that is light green and is yellow. So as the yellow has weaker interaction with the adsorbents and light green has stronger interaction with the adsorbents, as we have seen earlier. Okay, next after as sample reaches the end point of the column, we'll take another beaker or flask to collect the sample for further analytical technique. This is the common representation of how we add stationary phase. That is, here the phase is filled, here the sample is filled. Here we have three mixture of compound, 1, 2 and 3. First one has a stronger interaction and the yellow one has a weaker interaction. That's why it moving fast with the element, that is mobile phase. Here mobile phase, here yellow compound that is compound A. Here we have collected. Okay. After that, change the beaker once the yellow starts to drop. There are two types of development techniques used in column chromatography technique. That is elution. By elution technique, the individual components are separated out of the column. The two techniques are isocratic elution technique. In this elution technique, same solvent composition or solvent of same polarity is used throughout the process of separation. No change in the composition of the solvent or the mobile phase is used. In this isocratic elution, example, chloroform only is used as a mobile phase. Gradient elution technique. Gradients means gradually solvents of gradually increases polarity or increases elution strength are used during the process of separation. For example, initially benzene is used, then chloroform, then ethyl acetate, then chloroform. Step by step, first benzene is used, then chloroform is used, then ethyl acetate is used, and then chloroform is used. Different types of mobile phases are changed for the increasing of the polarity for the inclusion of elution strength. Detection of compounds. If the compounds separated in a column chromatographic procedure are colored, the progress of the separation can simply be monitored visually. Earlier we have seen the diagram, the green color and the yellow color, how they are separated on the column and how they are collected using beaker or any other flask. If the compounds to be isolated from the column chromatography are colorless, in this case a small fraction of the element are collected sequentially in labeled tubes and the composition of each fraction is analyzed by TLC. The amount can be up to 5 ml. In this case, 5 ml, 5 ml are 5 ml are collected in a small test tubes and is the composition of each of the fraction is analyzed by TLC. Here we can see the elute in the sample components A, B, and C separate as column progress. If fractions can be collected in test tubes, these are colored fractions. That's why we can monitor visually and collected using different flasks or into vials. Here the sample has been placed. Already A sample has been separated here. This is A plus B mixture and this one is B and C is, you can see here, you can determine that C is the strongest adsorbent to the stationary phase and A is the weaker interaction, showing weaker interaction to the stationary phase. Factors affecting, in this we will see the factors affecting column efficiency. Dimensions of the column efficiency has been improved by increasing length and width ratio of the column. Dimension of the column may affect the column efficiency or separation process. Particle size of the column packing. Separation to be improved by decreasing the particle size of the absorbent. Activity of the adsorbent. Next one is temperature of the column. The speed of the elution increases at higher temperatures. Packing of the column. Quality of solvents. Solvents having low viscosities is given better result.